Unmute.
It is unmuted.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Okay. I am showing 5:30. I'm going to go ahead and call to order this special council meeting of Thursday, April 10th, 5:30 at City Hall. Don't jump up just yet. I've got a few things to say, but I'm calling the meeting to order. So first off, for the public, why we are having a special meeting is a timing issue. We have a project that we are working on, a bank restoration project down in the proximity of 9th and 10th and Cooper, which we've been going on as the bid was awarded. Late on Friday, they reached out and we recognized that we needed to get a council approval to award the bid and get things moving, including they've got to go out and be able to harvest a bunch of willows and stuff to get ready. So with our action tonight, they'll be able to go start making some of those planning things because it'll be official. So that's the purpose of why we're having a meeting out of cycle. It is still a regular meeting. We'll still have public comment before, after, and for the action item. I want to extend a special thanks to council for being here tonight. We got everybody here, which is absolutely fantastic. And again, my apologies for not catching this in advance so we could have included it in our regular meeting. We have now generated a list of all of our upcoming projects for the next couple of years, and we'll be adding some critical path data to that so that we can make sure that we're keeping an eye on things and we know what's coming rather than having a dependency on somebody else to tell us it's coming. So we'll go ahead and do that. Tonight, we've got the agenda out. We'll do our regular meeting. We do have Mike here, and we do have Bailey from Great West on as well, just in case there are any questions that come up. Once we take care of the action item for the meetings and we close out with public comments, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting, and at that time, we will end the recording. However, property owners, I know we have some of the property owners online in the meeting. We won't end the meeting. You're welcome to stay on. And what we're going to do is kind of have an initial meeting and set some plans and agendas kind of about what's coming, just kind of a brief status up. Well, actually, I'll do a brief status update as we're dealing with the item, and then we'll do some more detailed when we're done. Okay? Any questions from the council before we start? All right. Hearing none, will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, roll call, please.
Westwood?
Here.
Conley?
Here.
Daniel? Here. Miller?
Here.
Ronnie? Yes. Rude? Yes. Tupin?
Here.
All right, thank you. As this is a city council meeting, we will first open with an opportunity for public comment. You may comment on anything within the city's purview. It does not have to be associated with the action item that we have tonight. Following that public comment, then we will move on with the agenda items. There will be public comment on the action item, and then at the conclusion of that, there will be another public comment to close the meeting, because that's just how we do things. So if you'd like to speak to the body, if you'd actually direct your comments to me, you'll have 3 minutes. Please start by identifying yourself, and then you have 3 minutes to speak whatever you'd like to address. We'll start with those in the room, and I'll go ahead and open the public comment. I'm looking in the room. I'm not seeing any action, so we'll go to online. If you're online and would like to make a public comment, please turn on your camera, or at the very least, turn off your mute so I can see there's a desire to have a public comment. I am not seeing any, so I will say this is public comment going twice. Once, then twice. And hearing none, we'll go ahead and close public comment. Thank you. I will entertain a motion for Resolution 3690.
I make a motion to approve resolution of intent to award the FEMA Bank Restoration Project for the city of Red Lodge, Montana.
A second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilmember Tupin, seconded by Councilmember Ronning, and I don't have my cheat sheet out. Uh-oh. All right, discussion at the table.
None.
All right, allow me to do just a brief introduction. I think I kind of gave a little bit of an introduction of how we got to where we are. What we need to do is award the bid. You guys, all have the documentation that was included in the packet as well as the resolution. Basically, this action allows us to move forward with the project. It is worth noting that, if we approve this tonight and award the bid, first thing tomorrow morning, that the shovels do not hit the dirt yet tomorrow. So, right now, the project, flood permit is in for review, and that has been forwarded on to DNRC, who has promised us we will have a response by tomorrow.
Okay.
Assuming there are no comments, which I am not assuming, then what will happen is that we will run an ad in next week's paper, which is a public notice which starts a 15-day public notice that is part of the flood permitting process. So that's the last permit we don't have. We already have Army Corps of Engineers, FWP, all of the folks that are signed on. We just need the final permit, which includes that public hearing. So in a best case scenario, they would be able to start work 15 days after that notice runs next Thursday. There is a realistic possibility that if there are some comments that come back that we need to address, we may not be able to get that into the paper by Monday or early Tuesday, or we will know Monday whether we make it or not, in which case it will go in the following week's paper, and that 15-day counter will start a week from Thursday rather than starting from Thursday. Okay? There are still a couple of other requirements that we are meeting and working on in the background, but they can happen concurrently with that 15-day period rather than not. So what we're starting today is basically the awarding of the bid, which, like I said, from an action standpoint, lets the contractor
Oh my
get
God,
that on the...
who the hell cares?
Reminds me
So-
of the days of CB.
So that'll get the Willows going and allow them to start staging equipment.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
All
Only
right.
one, but it's not relevant.
Any other discussion at the table?
Nope.
All right, I'd like to go ahead and open for public comment on this issue. If you'd like to speak or have questions, please come to the podium. Opening public comment. Seeing none in the room, going to online. Going twice. Going 3 times, hearing no public comment, we'll come back to the table. Oh, there's a raised hand or?
No, I'm raising my own hands. I'm
Okay.
not looking, I
Oh,
didn't see anything over
okay.
there.
No, we're coming back to the table, so
I
now.
was just gazing at the screen. Is anybody here a property owner or engineer? Or you're the property owner, are you an engineer?
The engineer is online.
The guy in the white shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is this 2-week, until we can get to it, just, what about the willows, who will have to be harvested when they're not, active? What's going on with that?
So the contractors, just waiting for this notice of award, that's kind of the intent to get it out as fast as possible is those willows because of, but they have to be harvested in a dormant state. So that was kind of the hurry on this, so to speak, just to make sure we get those harvested when we needed to.
But in 2 weeks, that's a long time in the spring. I mean, lots can happen in 2 weeks. Is there any danger of them not being able to be harvested? That's my question.
They will harvest them immediately from this
In 2
notice
weeks.
of award.
No,
From this meeting.
Or from this meeting?
they don't have to have the 15-day hearing and permit to harvest just to put them in.
So Monday, you could start harvesting,
Yeah, we could start harvesting tomorrow.
or tomorrow, okay, all right. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the table? Councilmember Conley.
If we don't make the deadline for the Carbon County News, is there any reason why we can't put it in the Gazette instead of waiting another full?
I believe that the proper procedure and format is that you signal it or introduce it in the common town notary. So I'll speak to Bailey. I'm inclined to say we deal with that week. But just so we don't get accused of skipping process.
We don't lose anything by waiting another week because of that?
If you have the weather forecast, I can answer that question.
And if
The contractor is telling us that even in that situation, they believe they will be able to be done before the second week of June. These folks, this is what they do. They work on the Yellowstone a lot.
my theory is that at least half the population of Red Lodge reads the Billings Gazette, so it is as local.
I don't think half the people read the Carbon County News here.
I can look into it, but I can inquire about it, but I appreciate the input, but I don't think we can do that and stay in clear. But I can certainly follow up on it.
It just seems silly to wait another week.
Comments, questions?
Well, hopefully we won't have to.
All right.
Hi,
Question online?
yeah. Could the engineer just kind of briefly describe the plan? I've looked at the line items of willows and different things, but just kind of an overview of what the plan is.
So Kim, what we're gonna do for the property owners is following the business meeting, we're gonna have as much of a Q&A as desired. Does that work for you to hold off and do that then?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. All right, and we were actually back at the table already, so we were done with the public comment part. So, hearing no further discussion, can I get a roll call on the vote, please?
Conley?
Yes.
Daniel? Yes. Miller?
Yes.
Ronnie? Yes. Rude? Yes. Tupin?
Yes.
Motion passes, thank you. Before we close out our business meeting, we offer one last public comment. Again, this is anything in the council's purview. I'll go ahead and open that comment, and I'll look first to the room. Seeing none from the room, we'll go to online, and then what we'll do after that public comment is we'll end the recording, and we'll just go to an open Q&A with the engineer and the Public Works Director to answer any and all questions we can, particularly for those property owners. Anybody else is welcome to stay in, but we won't make that part of the formal meeting. So, looking at the audience, seeing none, going online, going once, twice, 3 times, we'll go ahead and close the public comment, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn the formal business meeting. Oh, wait, was there a comment online?
Yeah.
All right. All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the formal business
I
meeting.
move to adjourn.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lonnie, if you will go ahead and end the recording.